Don in London, hello. August 21st, 2009. Where is August going? It's two-thirds gone. My video is all about recovery from addiction to either substance or behaviour. So if you don't have an addiction to substance or behaviour, maybe a good time to tune out. Or maybe you know somebody with an addiction to substance and behaviour. So whatever your reason for watching, this is all about recovery. And recovery with a life plan, one day long. Or as we say in fellowship, one day at a time. And fellowship for me, well, mine is Alcoholics Anonymous, but if you have a different substance and a different behaviour, there are plenty of other anonymous fellowships out there. I don't speak for any of them, and I certainly don't speak for AA. It's full of unique, authentic people who can speak for themselves, and I'm so glad that's true. And I go to AA meetings simply because it helps me improve my outlook on a daily basis. So I look for experience, strength and hope in what is said, the similarities and not the differences, and make sense of my life through listening to other people express what is going on for them as well. So it's a mutual self-help fellowship. Yeah, self-help, making our own best choices in the day with the information that we gather, rather than living in denial and trying to be something that we're not. And that's possibly going back to drinking. And I've well and truly shut the door on drinking, I hope, just one day at a time, so I can carry on living my life and finding out who I am. Just finding out who I am on a daily basis will do nicely, thank you. So fellowship is integral to my recovery and staying sober. And also family, community, society, civilization, everything. Everything comes into the mixture of living, and that's living experience. So what did fellowship give me? Well, it gave me 12 steps of action to change my attitude and behaviour to what is going on, and it gave me a place to share my truth in anonymous situations, in meetings where people can share the truth and it doesn't go anywhere else. What you see here, what you hear here, please let it stay here, is one of the slogans that we share at the end of each meeting. But I can share that I go to AA meetings and how they impact on me. So last night was really good. It was very funny, very sad. It's a bit like life, tragic and comic, those two masks that we can see actors wear, the sadness and the joy. So even in the space of an hour we can have elation and deflation and ego puncturing and a bit of courage, faith and confidence shared as we go. And last night I went to the After Eights meeting. That's for people who share, as the principal person sharing in the chair, are 8 years sober, and they talk about issues to do with later sobriety. And funnily enough, anybody who's over 8 knows that it's the same as if you were on your first day. We only have one day to go at, and it's this one day. But I guess, where am I now? Well, I'm okay this morning. I feel a bit tired and fatigued. I had to take my bike back for repair. So I'm without my bicycle. Very sad. It's my main form of transport. My feet don't work too well these days, but that's just part of being in recovery. You know, you get other things wrong with you. It's all part of growing old or just maturing. Things go wrong. And what's going right for me now is fellowship. So I share the AA meeting statement, which is shared at every meeting, just says what AA is there to do. And please remember, I speak for myself and not for AA, but I use their material, or our material, simply because it shares a message of experience, strength and hope. So the statement said at the beginning of every meeting goes like this, and it slows me down into the moment of now. Alcoholics Anonymous is a fellowship of men and women who share their experience, strength and hope with each other, that they may solve their common problem and help others to recover from alcoholism. The only requirement for membership is a desire to stop drinking. There are no dues or fees for AA membership. We are self-supporting through our own contributions. AA is not allied with any sect, denomination, politics, organisation or institution, does not wish to engage in any controversy, neither endorses nor opposes any causes. Our primary purpose is to stay sober and help other alcoholics to achieve sobriety. And last night, when I have an old bike in a cupboard, so I pumped up its tyres and got on it, and it was getting closer and closer to the meeting time. And my head says, do you really want to go to this? Will you get a seat? What are the reasons for going? Do I really need this? And obviously, if I'm asking those questions, possibly the answer is yes. because I'm frustrated because my proper bike is broken. And it's a good idea to get to a meeting. If there's any frustration in life, it's better to go share it in it and express it in a place of anonymity. Although the trouble is, it's all my friends now, so they know if I'm being fed up or whatever, and they support me. And that's the gift, to be supported when life ain't going so well, and also to be supported when life is going well. Because, you know, if we want to celebrate, what we used to do was drink, and if we were sad, that's when we really started drinking. So I feel lucky. I feel very lucky just to be sober today. And notwithstanding that, my diabetic regime is slightly out. Stomach upset, high blood sugars. It's all part of life. And here I share daily reflections. 12 steps of action, 1 step a month in this book. And it's August, so it's step 8, all about making amends, or making a list of amends and being willing to make them. It's not actually doing them. We need to make a list and then understand where we can make amends to ourselves and to other people. And for August 21st in this it says we must try. My stability came out of trying to give, not out of demanding that I receive. As long as I try with all my heart and soul to pass along to others what has been passed along to me, and do not demand anything in return, life is good to me. Before entering this program of Alcoholics Anonymous, I was never able to give without demanding something in return. Little did I know that once I began to give freely of myself, I would begin to receive, without ever expecting or demanding anything at all. What I receive today is the gift of stability, as Bill did. That's Bill Wilson, the co-founder. Stability in my AA program within myself, but most of all in my relationship with my higher power, whatever you choose to call it. And it says here, whom I choose to call God. And for me, it's very simple. I spent years trying to wonder what God was, or define God. And I suppose if we could define what God is, then we put ourselves on the same level of understanding. So I don't try to define God, but I understand that good conscience is connected to a power greater than me, my good conscience, and it's continually updated daily with meetings and life experience. So, as Gandhi said, God is truth and God is love. And you know, the spiritual connection to living is living in the moment now, knowing and understanding what reality is. And other people say, what is spiritual? An archbishop said, it's the ability to cope with the now. So all of those things are good, and what it means is experience strength and hope on a daily basis, a little bit of understanding about emotional, spiritual and physical well-being on a daily basis, and seeing reality as it is. And as God is love and God is truth, God works through people. So people have good conscience, and we learn the wisdom from everyone. So going on to as Bill sees it, and I may have time for some of this. It says, I went through several fruitless years in a state called viewing with alarm for the good of the movement. I thought it was up to me to be always correcting conditions. Seldom had anybody been able to tell me what I ought to do, and nobody had ever succeeded in effectively telling me what I must do. I had to learn the hard way out of my own experience. And it says here at the end of this passage, I haven't got the time to do it all, AAs often say our leaders do not drive by mandate, they lead by example. If we would favourably affect others, we ourselves need to practice what we preach, and forget the preaching too. The quiet good example speaks for itself. And you know, those two readings actually tell me fundamentally and emphatically, if you give it away for free and you're willing to open your heart to other people and share the truth, that life gets better. Vulnerability is made worse by keeping secrets, and somebody said to me once, secrets keep us sick. But we need anonymity for expression to find the truth, and I fully, wholeheartedly support that. At the same time, my spiritual life is the truth of now, so it's better that people know the truth of me, and that is all to the good. Anyway, as my telephone is telling me, it's time for me to move on. And the Serenity Prayer, God, grant me the serenity to accept the things I cannot change, courage to change the things I can, and the wisdom just for today to know the difference.